All right, welcome back to Fast Gadgets. So, I figured it was time to upgrade my Lenovo Yoga 2. I've had this one for 3 years, and I've got a case on it, but this computer has really served me well. I can't complain, really. It's the Lenovo Yoga 2 i7 with 8 gigabytes of RAM. I have a case on it, that's why it looks so strange. So, a protective case. This unit literally does not have one scratch on it. I recently upgraded it to a 1 terabyte SSD, so I think I have a plan for this, and I can't say right now, but this system really is a great system. It's still plenty fast, so there isn't a speed issue with it, really. But I did want something a little bit newer, and I've been working quite a lot. So this winter I've taken a full-time load of classes, so I've been very busy. And one of the things, of course, is when I'm editing my videos, I like to try to get them rendered and set up as quickly as possible. And certainly this system is perfectly fine and well suited, so I really do enjoy this one. But I have plans for this one, and I think my son will benefit from it. So he's going to school full-time and working part-time, and the last system he had was extremely heavy. So for me, I decided to go out, and I've been watching this for quite some time, and I've done several reviews. I decided to purchase a Yoga 910, and the biggest complaints that I saw for this system, number one, the shift key on the right hand side, and I found that is not really an issue for me, because I decided to practice my typing, and I am a touch typist through and through, and I'm very fast. I can average 50 words a minute, and higher if I concentrate a little bit. So I really realized, though, by testing how I type, that in actuality it wasn't an issue for me, because for whatever reason I use the left shift key when I do capital letters. I've actually trained my hand to hold it down while typing, and I almost never use the right shift key. So that wasn't an issue for me. The other thing was the chin cam. Now, honestly, I think that really stinks, and that may be an issue for me, but if that's the only issue, I consider it a trade-off, because I get two things out of it. One, a very fast NVMe hard drive, the latest Kaby Lake processor, so rendering and editing videos will be really fast. Even my assistant Pixie says so. Right, Pix? And the other thing is it has an accurate touchpad. And I'm just going to go ahead and start opening this now, because if you haven't seen an unboxing for this unit already, you know, what can I say? Go back and look at somebody else's. I really don't like the unboxing, because pretty much everybody does the same thing. And the funniest thing that I see in the unboxing is, look at this. This is a power cord. I really don't like this power cord, and blah, blah, blah. And that's fine. Somebody's got to do it, right? You need to report on it. But for me, I really don't do those kind of videos. I like to talk and just give you my rationale for the purchase. But what I've heard is the touchpad is extremely accurate. And having the Mac, I realize I've gotten so spoiled. I really like the touchpad on the Mac, and if I don't have my mouse, it's not even an issue. The Yoga 2 touchpad, a little bit more difficult, but if you had nothing else, you wouldn't even notice it. And I usually use a mouse anyway, so I wanted something more accurate. And so I decided to purchase, and yes, all the other goodies are here. The unit I decided to purchase was the 512 gigabyte unit with 16 gigabytes of RAM. I didn't see the point in getting the 8 gigabyte, as it really wouldn't help me that much. And this is what I ended up going with. So I'm going to bring up the lid. All metal chassis. Watch band hinge, which, I was happy with my other hinge. It doesn't really make any difference to me what kind of hinge it has, as long as it's firm and it works excellent and it's not prone to breakage. This unit actually comes in at about the same weight. It has a power USB port, a standard USB port. I've heard it has dual microphones. Standard USB, which I still need. A combination headphone jack or headphone microphone, or just a microphone. Looks like a small dot there for reset, or the Novo button, which is popular on yogas, and finally the power button. Backlit keyboard. All the things that I like in a modern system. So let's see what happens when I press the power. I'll be a little bit surprised if the battery's completely dead on this, to be honest. It looks like it might be. Well, no worries. The one thing that I'm a little bit worried about on the Yoga 2, I have very little concern because the power connector is massive. So there is an extender cable, which is good. I'll find that comes in handy. The power connector is massive. It's really tough. It kind of looks like a USB power connector. And I feel really confident that it's not going to break. And I'm not saying that this is a bad thing. I mean, it is the march of technology. But the fact is, if this tiny connector were to break, this tiny USB connector, I mean, I would assume the port would be damaged, and there would really be no way at that point. I mean, you'd have to send the thing in for repair. I'm really careful with my stuff, and I've never gotten the insurance plan on anything I've bought. I think I did it once, decades ago, and it ended up I never needed it and never used it. And on all the computers that I buy and all the technology I own, I've never really found a need for it. So I'm much less likely anymore to buy that stuff. All right. So I'm going to plug in the power connector. Let's see what we get. No light or anything. I hope I didn't get a DOA. Somehow that wouldn't surprise me even a little bit. Oh, I see. The light's actually on the other side. Right there, right next to the power. All right, now it's coming to life. Yep. I'm assuming it needs a charge. There we go. I'm not a big fan of the Lenovo trademark right on the front screen. It's kind of silly, but whatever. All right, so it booted up. The chassis feels beautiful. Now, I usually get a case for my systems. I have a case for my MacBook Pro. Basically, what I've got on here is a clear plastic case. So, I want to keep them in as best shape as I can. That way, if I do decide to sell it, it won't have a scratch on it. So let's look at this one. And I'm going to pop the case off the other one. What I did find funny is they basically are the same weight and same measurements, which I kind of got a chuckle out of. But regardless, the real reason I bought it was, like I said, Well, for one thing, the new one's a 4K screen, and it's actually a 14-inch instead of a 13.3, and I can use all of that real estate because my eyes aren't that great. So it's something that really works for me. And you can kind of get an idea of how nice it is with the bezel. Personally, I think they should have taken this screen and shifted it down a 1/2 inch and put the camera right there. I don't think it would have made that much of a difference. I don't care if the bezel looks pretty up here. You know, I actually took this laptop, which has the camera up here, which is perfect for me, and I flipped it upside down like so. And I took a picture, and of course, I looked terrible. So, I mean, I suppose I could flip this one over when I shoot video. The problem is I'm usually in Linux. I could use my cell phone simultaneously and just sync the video, because I like to do picture-in-picture. You guys know what my videos are like. But I've been doing it less and less. So, you know, it doesn't seem to make a difference as far as viewership and how people look at my videos. So I really am not too worried about it. If I never had myself on the video again, I don't think you guys would care. Anyway, thank you for watching. Curious about your comments. Hopefully good ones, but you know, if your opinion is contrary, that's okay too. You know, like I said, with the Kaby Lake processor, the slightly higher render speeds, the much faster NVMe hard drive, the battery time, and my favorite, the much more accurate, and I can already tell just by touching it, it's basically easily as accurate as my Mac trackpad. So this is a good upgrade for me. Like I say, I'm working hard, so I've got the money to do it, and it's something that I think will serve me very well. So thank you for watching, and Pixie and I will see you next time on Fast Gadgets. Right, Pix? Right, buddy? Come say hi. See you later, everybody. See you later, everybody.